listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. Buckle up, rough roads ahead. I'm not sure if I'm getting through. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think I'm getting through. It was kind of weird there. A lot of weird stuff going on here. But remember, in the Bible, it says that you can stand and God will help you stand. And I want to take you to something real quick. Let's look at the abominations. Now, it's always been in the Bible, but nobody ever spoke about it, except unless you were gay, or you drink wine, or use drugs, or had some sexual thing. If you look, like, remember everybody says, everybody's a sinner. Well, most people in religious society don't believe that. I have my other microphone on. I think I prefer my headset because I can move my head a lot easier. Everybody's on that abomination list. Just what I want you to do is write down every abomination in the Bible. We're all there. There's not a person on earth that doesn't cause strife. But it's built that way. Again, the Bible sharper than a double-edged sword. And I like to say the Bible sharper than a double-edged pendulum. As soon as you push it away at someone else, it comes back at you and cuts you right down the middle. Let me get this volume down here in this thing here. So what happens is they want to talk, and talk is cheap. And we'll speak about them now. Because we don't talk, we speak. They want to talk about you in reference to being an abomination. Now, you may be a liberal Democrat, but at a certain point, God was angry at Obama. And I didn't put it out there that much, but abomination. See, that kept coming up. So I don't put everything I see about Trump or think about Trump out there. Same thing with Obama. Same thing with Biden. Again, if I'm thinking it's God there, probably having me think it unless Satan has confused me. And then that happens. I'm human, you're human. We all commit abominations. It's in there. Realize it. Everybody causes strife. That's why Jesus said there's none good, no, not one. Don't call him good because he causes strife. He knows that. But that's not the life his heart wanted. Again, I know the life my heart wanted. I just wanted to find, I'll tell you, as far back as I can remember, I just want to find a woman, get married. Now, I never knew about the spiritual side of me. I mean, I love God, but, I imagine God didn't want me in a church or want me in a religious setting. Jewish settings for me were probably a little risky. In fact, I was molested in one. Satan hated me. But I imagine if I would have found the woman, we'd have found, a spiritual world at some point or another. So again, you stopped my life from existing, and you will pay in hell for it all. You have to understand that's the life God wanted. Again, you talk about people being, abominations and being outside of where God would want them. I'll get back to you in a second. I had to move over a couple lanes. I was in the wrong lane. And you caused it. Your wills, your curses. I wouldn't even be on the road right now. I'd probably be someplace nice with a bunch of people having a social life. They know what isolating somebody does. I mean, it's in the news, it's in health journals, yet they do it. So let me go back to the idea. If I was actually who they say I am, there's no child I should be baited with no child. Because theoretically, at any given moment, I'm going to grab that child, go in my room, and rape that child. Believe me, I know what they're getting at. They wanted me to know what they were getting at. They wanted me to know what they were going to frame me for. No, there was no outcome except death. There's no, oh, you do this and that happens. They do that to all of you to make you believe that's what the system is. And no, you don't have an excuse from that because you're willfully ignorant with that. So when we get back to that idea, every one of those bait children is being used. I'm sure they exist. If I'm speaking about it, then they exist. Is being put in a death's door scenario. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to get in that room right away. Go ahead and study those crimes. See what happens and see how hard it is to get that child back. But you don't want to do that. You just want to cause it all. Wow, this construction zone is kind of crazy. Again, or should I say, a good deed preceded the event. Now, it could be Satan, but it all comes from them, or I wouldn't even notice it. They beat you in the head till you notice it, and then go, oh, look, he's noticing it. So the allergens are up, I guess, a little bit today. All right, I have to look at my screen here. That's kind of weird. The GPS should have already shifted so I can see more of where I'm going. Remember to stay hydrated. So again, you can see the world is upside down. So as far as judgment goes, sin must come. Whether you consider it sin or not, whether somebody else considers it sin or not, sin is going to happen. It's the causation that God is after. Now, it doesn't mean like, oh, my husband was heterosexual till he met me, and now we're both gay. And again, it's something bigger than that. Because that's where they'll take you next in your mind. If you didn't move witchcraft or block that person's life till they had sex with you, then you're pretty much in the clear. But again, I'm speaking about the government and those people that are doing that. because it's just something that happens. Again, it's not something that will go away unless it's healed. And I think at this point of the, or stage of the game, there's so much evil behind causing it that I think God's just, well, there's nothing else we can do but say that that's part of the world that this has become. And again, I'm not saying anything against you because again, we weren't created to live on this planet either. If it's Earth, it's Earth. If it's not, it's not. But we weren't created to live here. So there's a lot of things going on here that, as they would say, is unnatural. It's unnatural to hate you for being gay. It's unnatural. And you know, they're going to gay me for saying this. They're going to spell me. They're going to try to do something physical that might trigger homosexuality. It's just very limited in what they can do now because I don't reach out to people anymore. But it's unnatural to hate you for being gay. Lot didn't hate them. The angels didn't hate them. But they tried to do something to the angels, and they tried, I don't think they were doing anything directly to Lot, but that was like kind of scary. Lot's like, here, have sex with my daughter. Whoa, Lot, what are you doing? So again, it gets a little wacky in the Bible because it's a different time. Quick, call 911. I want the man to have sex with his daughters instead of the angels. Again, today they'd be like, well, what's wrong with that? Have sex with that. Stay away from those kids. But that just shows you some of the change on Earth. And no, I'm not saying people should have sex with kids because that's where they'll try to twist this. I had a thing I did to show how why God had that. Again, you have to go back to that time. If a young girl didn't marry a man, she could end up a prostitute. So people want to know, why is God this? Why did God allow that? So part of it is that God saved the young girls from a life of prostitution, as strange as that sounds, by putting them with an older man. Because that's how rough the world was. I think in some countries today, it's kind of like that also. Young and older women. So again, I'm big on the truth and helping people understand what gay is, what child sex was in the old days, and child marriage, children to a certain point. No abortion, I agree to you. But I don't want to force that on somebody because the system is going to take that child. Am I going the right direction? All right, it's goodwill. What do you drive through? It's a freaking drive through. Ooh, pothole. They're cursing me. I'm not too sure about this area. It's kind of crazy here. I was looking for apartments here. Well, if they attack you, it's just easy. If they attack you for being gay, tell them they're an abomination right away. Say, you're an abomination. You're causing strife. What's wrong with you? Get out! I got no idea where I'm supposed to. Well, I'll be back. Stay peaceful. Praise God and all that you do. Praise God.